Welcome to Zone In Sports, your favorite spot for real talk, bold takes, and everything in the zone when it comes to sports. From hard-hitting analysis of the Miami Hurricanes football to the hottest stories across the sports world, we're bringing you that energy, passion, and a little bit of swagger, just like the U. So whether you're tailgating in the Coral Gables or arguing in the group chats or just vibing in your way to work,
You got the Jordans on.
you're in the zone with your host.
Dez got.
All righty now. Welcome everybody, whether you're tuning in from on YouTube or on X or wherever you're watching us at today. We got a good show today.
Oh,
we got Florida that's making that short trip down to Hard Rock Stadium to face the undefeated 3-0 Miami Hurricanes. How's it going out there, E? How's it going out there?
It's going good, brother.
All right.
Watching them make their picks.
All right. Well, we're going to get it going. We're live right now on X and on YouTube. We're going to start off talking a little bit about Miami's rise to their 3-0 start and how they look over the last three games against Notre Dame, Bethune-Cookman, of course, in South Florida. What do you think about the three games they've played so far?
I think they've gotten better with each week. The first one was the big one, man. That was, I'm not taking nothing away from Notre Dame, even though they lost to A&M, and I think they got a bad call. I know this fool ain't finna go on the hot dive. Anyway, forgive me, y'all. I'm looking at game day. I'm watching this fool. He getting ready to go on that 10-meter board and jump off. They kicking it down there in Coral Gables, brother. They on campus having a blast. But I think they each week they've been getting better. And I like the message Mario putting out there. They're not done. They have not reached where they're gonna go. They're not near where they want to be. But Nick Saban just said Miami is the most complete football team he's seen this year. And some people have them as number one on their board. And I think tonight going to be a test. Yeah. I think Florida going to run the ball a little more. I think they made a statement last year beating South Florida. That's a common opponent.
Right.
Florida struggled with South Florida. Miami beat the brakes off of them. And even when they had the advantage after that damn near 2-hour lightning delay, you thought Miami would come out flat, and it didn't. Carson Beck came out there hype. The way he talked, he didn't do that in Georgia.
Right.
That tells you there was a problem at Georgia between him and his teammates. They didn't have that same camaraderie that he has at Miami. He came out there and he got the team fired up, ready after that weather delay, and they came out there and just beat the brakes off them boys.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought the advantage would have went to South Florida. Everybody chilling. Miami started out hot. Like he done took all his clothes off. This fool finna do it too. Don't tell me he got the mic in his hand.
Hey, they clowned in game day. What do you think about that?
Y'all got to have game day on. They clowned.
What do you think about how, matter of fact, the city of Miami down there didn't treat it game day? I've been watching it all morning. It seems like they're having a good time down there.
They loving it, brother. They loving it. They treating him. Oh, he did it. Hey, I never did the 10. I did what did I do when I was in Germany? I did the 5 meter. And that was enough, brother.
Hey, I'm scared of heights.
So 5 meters is like almost 18 feet. Then you had the 7 meter and the 10 at the top. That's gutsy. But anyway, the game day atmosphere has been great. They say it was better this year than it was in 2017. ESPN did a few different things, but they set up. So they having a blast. It's hot down there. I wish it was a day game instead of a primetime game. I really wish that was a 2:30 kickoff. I like the old stuff where they play in the daytime. They won't let Miami have any more noon games.
Right. Now, Florida, of course, we know they struggle. They 1-2. They only win is against Long Island University, of course. Lost to South Florida and LSU. Now, ironically, I went back and was watching a little bit of the LSU game.
I watched the whole game real closely last week. I watched the game close.
And for them to have 5 interceptions, I was still shocked that they only lost by, what was it, 10?
I was just arguing with my partners on the phone on our little thing. They lost the game because Lagway threw 5 picks. They outplayed LSU. I think LSU is overrated. They gave LSU all this pub because they beat Clemson. When you see Clemson is down, Clemson might lose to Syracuse today. That's coming on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if anybody, that speak volumes. But LSU didn't do anything special last week. They got a pick 6.
Right.
So they didn't score. Florida got a defense.
Right.
Okay, Florida has a legitimate defense, just as good as Notre Dame. Now they are missing their D tackle. He's out.
Yeah, he got banged up.
He got banged up, so that was their big run stopper. And Warren Sapp's son is not his daddy.
Mm.
Okay, so Miami need to run that ball between the tackles. I think they'll have some success. I think what Florida is going to try to do is run the ball more against Miami. What kind of success they have, I don't know.
Right.
Because they did a great job against South Florida. Okay, they contained Byron Brown, and Lagway ain't him.
No.
So
he got a little shift, but not him.
But see, Lagway can sling that rock. So if they don't get pressure on him, or if they don't stop Florida's run, the game could be very interesting.
Right.
Which I expect it to be. It's a rivalry game. They're not coming down there to lose. I think the one intangible that's in play is the fact that Florida was really up emotionally for that game at LSU. They should have beat LSU. They should have beat them. They had more first downs. They had more yards. They outplayed LSU. They had an 89-yard touchdown call back for a holding. They outplayed LSU. I think they got so emotionally up for LSU that losing that game just really drained them.
Yeah.
Now they're coming into Miami. My personal take, I think they regroup and give Texas a game next week, but that's next week. I'm not saying they coming in flat against Miami. They're going to come to play. I just think if Miami jumps out and scores right away and puts them behind, which I'm hoping they do, I think Miami going to try to control the clock a little bit today and run the ball. They got a hole in the middle. Run the ball. Run it at Florida between the tackles. And I think they'll have no problem with that. I think you froze up, bro. We got some technical difficulties on your end.
Catch us up. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, okay.
I think Miami should control the clock and run the ball. We don't have to go and have Beck act a fool today. It ain't even necessary for that today. I just think they got a hole in the middle, missing that guy, run the ball at them. They got a good defense.
Defense to play solid.
They got defense. They got a good linebacker. I'd suck them in. I'd run the ball. I think Mario wants to run the ball and expose that hole and make them bring people in. And then with JoJo being back and Malachi, and I think today you're going to see a little bit more tight end action today. I think you're going to probably see Elijah Lofton and the other tight end get some click today.
Yeah. Of course, we know DJ got to play better if he has any chance. I'm a little skeptical that he's going to play better only because I think Mesidor and Bain has just been such a force all year.
And I want to give Scott his props too in the middle, man. I think, they got to look. Their running back is 6'2" and weigh 230. He a little heavier than what McGahee he was. He a big dude.
Yeah,
he ran all over. He ran a little bit on LSU last week and on South Florida. They just didn't give him the ball, and I don't know why they threw the ball so damn much against. Look at Syracuse already. Big plays on Clemson. I don't know why they went away from him and threw the ball damn near 50 times with Lagway.
It was 33 for 49, 280
49
yards.
attempts, man.
Yeah, 1 touchdown, 5 picks.
49 attempts.
It was 23 of 33, 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. So he's averaging almost 40 passes a game, so I don't think he'll get that.
I'm really thinking that Florida's coach, his butt is real warm right now. I really think they're gonna try to come out and run that ball against Miami today. So Moturi and Basaint are gonna have to really Scott, and my man that transferred in at the other D tackle spot. They're going to have to have a game today. They're going to hold their gaps. I don't think Bain and Mesidor are going to run a lot of rush off the ends. They're going to have to contain until you get to passing situations where they can do their thing on the ends. But I think today is going to be all about run stop today.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. It's interesting because I watched a little bit of Florida. Their defense has played well.
Yep.
I just think that Miami's offense is playing at a different level.
They're playing at a different level.
And with them being banged up on that defensive line, we already know how dominant Miami's O-line being, which is bad recipe for Florida, because he's barely getting any pressure at all already. You set them back. The big thing is going to be the defense against the offense. Florida offense against Heatherman's defense and how they hold up. And for the most part, they've been holding up real well. So 7-point spread, I see.
Is it still 7.5?
7.5. A lot of people don't think it's going to be closer than that. I'm thinking if Miami truly is going to be what everybody say they are, they'll cover that spread.
I think they're going to cover the spread. You know what? And I don't care about the spread. I just want the W. So that's how I feel about it. Get the win. But I think they can cover the spread. Let me check it real quick to see if it's still working.
And we had this conversation last week while you checking that, okay.
It's 7.5, over under is 50.
Right. They said now Florida basically the same team that they were last year.
Yeah,
basically. So I guess my question to you is, if Miami went there, of course, we had Cam last year, or Cam was at the University of Miami last year, and he put up amazing numbers. But to me, they're more balanced this year than they were last year. So what gives us any, I guess, pause that Florida going to play better than what they played last year?
I think the difference between this year and last year, one, it was the first game of the year, and Miami really wanted to showcase Cam Ward. And they did. They allowed him to, and he had a great day passing the ball. Yeah, Fletcher had a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns. We dove in for the second one. But it was all about Cam. He carved up their secondary. And on top of that, the defensive line at the beginning of the game was giving Mertz some problems. Now, Lagway did come in the game when he got hurt. And I think on the second possession, Lagway went down the field on Miami's first team defense and scored a touchdown.
Right.
Now, the difference between this year and last year is this ain't the same defense Miami bringing out there.
Right.
That's the difference in the game. I think receiver-wise, Miami is just fine. Look at touchdown TCU already.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Miami's receivers are more well-rounded. You have Carson Beck has a lot of – last year you had – of course, you had Restrepo, George, Horton, and my man that came from Tennessee.
Right.
And Arroyo. This year, you got C.J. Daniels, Malachi Tony.
Ballin'.
My man from Cincinnati, my man from BYU.
Yeah.
JoJo Trader. The other freshman that got clicked last week. You got Nakar. He got like 8 different receivers that can come out there. And you got Arroyo. I mean, not Arroyo. You got Elijah Lofton and the other big dude that tight end that transferred in from where'd he come from?
The tight end?
Yep. Where'd he come from? He came from, I want to say Tulane.
Maybe, yeah. I don't
have was it Tulane? Anyway, he got good hands too. So Carson got more weapons. And you got Lyle is back at running back today.
Yeah.
So you got him, Brown, and Fletcher. You got 3-headed monster. So I think he has more weapons than what Cam had. The line is a little bit better. The line was great last year. We seen that game. It was great.
Yeah.
Cam had all day. A couple of times he got flustered out of the pocket, but he had all day. But this team is more balanced.
Yeah. I think it's way more
balanced.
Yeah.
All our questions have been answered. The
Right.
kicking game, my man proved himself in the Notre Dame game. So of course, we want to beat down.
Right.
I would love to see Miami make a statement today because I think a statement win today, it might propel them to number one. It's early in the season. A lot of people have Miami as their number one team in the country. A lot of people are saying Miami is the best team in the country, the most complete team in the country. I got mixed emotions with that. You know, on one hand, I'm like, God, the polls don't mean much now.
Right.
But it kind of, on the other hand, it's kind of nice to see it because they've been, Miami been in the mud for so long. To hear all these people saying, being total shock about Beck and about the receivers and about the Miami defense, it's like, nobody saw this coming.
Right. Well, I think we saw it.
We saw it, but I don't think the people, the people on the outside didn't see it coming.
Yeah. I mean, just to look at it, what's up, 850? He said, hey, what a game day show. I'm pumped. So good for morale. So good for recruiting.
The recruiting going to be off the chart.
So good for the fan base. No fan base deserved it more than the Canes. Now, the interesting point on that is that a lot of people don't remember what happened last year. A lot of people don't remember when Miami did that beatdown that the Miami football players went over to the student body and was throwing up the
all them recruits that was sitting at the
and was telling those recruits to come to the U. Now, ironically, I guess after the South Florida game when they played them, guess who flipped? Josh Moore.
Yep.
So my point is, Florida ain't forgotten none of that. They want some get back for that, so they're going to be ready to play.
Now, Syracuse, I just think that's going to be a ball game when they come in November. But anyway, I just think that the advantage Miami has is Florida was so up for that LSU game after losing to South Florida. Okay, the game they wasn't supposed to lose. Your guy spitting in somebody's face, which pretty much gave them the win. They had that. Florida had that game in the bag.
Right.
The undisciplined BS cost them the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then they really played their butts off at LSU. They went down to Death Valley, played them boys hard, and ended up taking the L because Lagway had 5 picks. But they were so emotionally up for that game. And to lose that game, I'm wondering, can they rebound from that emotionally, psychologically? You coming down to South Florida and Miami is on a tear right now. The way they playing, the chemistry, the culture, blocking out all the noise, trying to get better, knowing they're not where they want to be. But I just think Miami on a mission right now. And like I said, I can see the forest through the trees. Game day kind of told you this morning, earlier, two and a half hours ago, they kind of told you that, hey, they want to see 5-0 Florida State and 5-0 Miami, and game day going to be in Tallahassee in 2 weeks.
Right. I just texted one of my Florida State friends, and
Byron Hill.
No, I didn't text him. It was another guy, and I told him, I said, "Hey, good luck today." I said, "Oh, forget it. Y'all playing a cupcake again.
Y'all playing Kent State." We got it's some Florida State fans. Byron, Ray. I'm gonna tell Ray. Raymond Boyd. I'm gonna tell him too. Yeah. All our review people. There's some Florida State people out there.
Right.
We're gonna have to get them on in 2 weeks, but I just feel like they kind of told you with subliminal messages, hey, that game is gonna be epic. Because I think when was the last time Miami played? I think it was 2003. Miami was ranked number 1 and Florida State was, I think, ranked 5 when they played in the rain and Sean Taylor got off. That's the last time I think they played where they were both premier.
Right.
They both ain't been really premier at the same time, I believe, since then. Right. I remember the 87 game when Miami went down to Doak and and Steve Walsh hit Michael Irvin for that late touchdown late in the fourth quarter. That really killed them. But then they came right back and scored. That's them the games they used to battle, man. They were the best teams in the country. And you knew whoever won that game, that was the first wide right game. You know whoever won that game was going to play for a natty.
Right.
So this game in 2 weeks, granted, we take care of business today. And next week, I said 3 weeks, I should say.
Yeah.
Miami got a bye week next week. And next week, Florida State play at Virginia. And that ain't going to be – they should win that game, but they got to be careful.
Yeah.
Going to play the Cavaliers at their house. So in 3 weeks – so game day in 2 weeks, right, is it 2 weeks when Illinois hosts Ohio State? They might be there, either them or Fox. But anyway, today's game, I think, is a combination of two things. Miami need to run the ball and contain their run and run that ball through there. That's the run in both ends.
Right.
Miami needs to run the ball through their weakness in the middle with their guy being missing. And if it's going to force them to bring more up in the box like Notre Dame did or like South Florida did, then you need to go ahead and go over the top then. And they need to contain their running back because you don't want them to get a running rhythm going to where Lagway can start to drop back and then he can feel comfortable because now I got a running game.
Right.
You want to force Lagway to try to beat us. And our secondary is a lot better than last year. Are they lights out? I've only seen a few blown coverages. The one blown play against South Florida, and the couple blown end zone, and when Motori lost the tight end against Notre Dame.
Right. What's up, Anthony? How's it going out there?
So,
well, what do you think about the implications of recruiting for this game? Because this is, to me, it's going to be big time. You're going to have a lot of college recruits. College recruits at this game.
In yards.
I don't know. I didn't get the number of how many was going to be there, but this is going to play another significant recruiting role for them.
It's a lot of big-time recruits at this game. Old boy that committed to Syracuse, he's at the game. He ain't at the Syracuse-Clemson game. He's going to be at the Miami-Florida game tonight. I don't know why that boy playing around.
Who is that again?
The receiver that's from Northwestern. I don't know why he playing. What he playing for? Gone flip to Miami. I think that was. I don't know what he messing around for, man. Cooper gonna be at this game again.
Yeah.
Because who Texas play today?
I'm not sure.
They playing a high school team, I think, today. But next week they play at Florida. I think that's the game where Florida finally might. That's what they gonna try to do something. But anyway, it's a lot of like it was in the first game.
Yeah,
it's a lot of 27 kids there too.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a few 28 kids that
the next
Mario's
2 to 4
smart.
years.
Mario planting them seeds now, and these kids that are freshmen and eighth graders come check us out. Because in a couple of years, y'all could be the ones that really flip the script on this. Wow.
Right. Anthony puts up, honestly, Billy Napier has the same issue as Mike McDaniels. They don't have the faith in running the running game, even if it's successful. Do you really think he's going to be consistent? Well, hey, all we can do is
he don't have a choice today. I don't think he got a choice with the way Lagway is playing. I don't think he got a choice.
You're right.
Wow, that is total disrespect.
Yeah, that's the thing, because Lagway, he's making. After seeing him last year, we thought. Well, you and I were both high on Lagway. I know lot of people wasn't. But he's making some mistakes that you shouldn't be making.
Well, people remember this. He was hurt.
Yeah.
He didn't have no spring ball. And he was hurt most of fall practice.
Yeah.
He had no summer workouts. At least Carson Beck got to work out over the summer.
Yeah.
And he had fall practice. Remember, they was all on him. How's he going to look? How's he going to look? He didn't play. And Lagway had no spring, no summer, and half of his fall practice because of injury.
Right.
So that's why he's looking like a deer in headlights. I mean, they should have won that game last week against LSU, but Lagway had 5 picks.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn who you are.
Yeah.
Testaverde had 5 picks against Penn State, even though Miami outplayed them in the Fiesta Bowl, had more yards,
Right.
more first downs. Who won the game 14-10?
Yeah.
They did. Who won this dismal game 20-10? LSU did. And 7 points was off of pick 6. So it's not like LSU said, wow, look at our offense. Nussmeier's overrated. He didn't look all that good.
Nussmeier didn't look good either.
He didn't look all that good. LSU offense didn't look all that good. They barely squeaking by because his job is on the line. Kelly.
Brian Kelly,
Brian
the
Kelly's
defense
job,
been playing good. I will give LSU that. The
LSU defense been okay.
Yeah.
But they didn't do nothing spectacular defensively. It's just Lagway looked like shit.
Yeah.
They didn't disguise anything. They didn't run stunts or zones or confuse him. He just made horrible throws.
Yeah. That's
like
crazy.
Tua did against Buffalo the other night on that last drive.
That was horrible.
Horrible. What the fuck are you doing looking in one direction and throwing it right to the linebacker? Like, dude, you God.
It says 850 says over 100 recruits there. 11 of the top 20 wide receivers in the class are going to be there today.
This is big, bro. That's
big.
This is big. Miami got to treat this game the way they treated South Florida.
Yeah, I think they will.
I think they will. They got to treat this game like they treat South. Boy, this is total disrespect here. But anyway, they got to treat this game like South Florida. They have to treat this game like South Florida and just go in there and do what you do.
Yeah.
Do what you do. You know you're gonna get some punches from them. You're gonna get some punches from them.
Right.
It's coming like that. We know this. Florida is not a bad football team. I'm arguing with people. They think Florida's trash. And I'm trying to tell people they're not trash. They could very easily be 3-0 right now. They are not trash. What's hurting them is the quarterback play and undisciplined, timely, stupid shit like spitting in somebody's face and an 89-yard touchdown last week getting called back on a holding.
Yeah.
That's discipline.
It says, that seems like an excuse, though. Bro Carson had the same problems. He didn't have any spring or summer practices.
He did have a summer. They cleared. If you remember, Anthony, they cleared him as soon as spring practice was over. They cleared Carson Beck 100% to throw the ball. So he had all summer, and he did work out with the receivers over the summer. He worked out with everybody. Tony, that's the intel I got. He worked out with everybody over the summer. When the coaches couldn't be there, they was on their own. Players can do what they want. They worked out all summer. So remember, if you go back and sprint it right after the next day after the spring stuff was over, Carson Beck was cleared 100% to throw. So Lagway didn't have that. Lagway was out for the spring. Lagway was out for the summer. And damn near 2/3 of fall practice, he was out with that hamstring or groin or something.
Yeah, I think foot something. It was
that
something.
hurt him. Because remember last year when he wasn't hurt, they was this close to beating Georgia with Beck. They beat a few. Remember last year they had the toughest schedule and they thought Billy was going to get knocked. And they won a bunch of games with him. Lagway ain't bad. Something wrong with that boy.
Yeah.
Something wrong with him. He's not 100%.
It says Miami. Somebody say Miami fans set themselves up every year out. Every year. All right.
Come on with that hate. Come on with it.
Oh man.
All right, we set ourselves up. Come on with it. Come on. And I bet you pick Clemson. I bet you pick Clemson to beat Syracuse, and it's already 7-0 Syracuse, and they on the fucking goal line. Right? Embarrassing Clemson at home. Come on with the hate. We love it. I knew that was coming.
This is all right. This is but that was his own private time and not stuff done by the coaches. So there's a difference.
Every team does that, Anthony. Every team in America, the players practice because NCAA rules, the coaches can't be there. That's NCAA rules. Every team does it. Miami, Ohio State, Mizzou, everybody. If you want to win, if you the quarterback or the wide receiver, you're gonna be out there during the summertime running your drills. You got the playbook.
Yeah.
The coaches just can't be there.
Yeah.
Well, you think you're not? What do you think Cam Ward did last summer? He was with all of them, Restrepo and all of them. That's why when the season started, how did it look? Like they've been playing with each other forever, didn't it? Didn't it look that way? Him and George and Horton and them, it's like they never skipped a beat. They came out there lighting the Gators up and they went from there. All season, they look good because they worked out over the summer.
Yeah.
Well, if you wonder why Carson Beck looked so good this year, you thought, oh, there might be some rust or does he have the chemistry with the receivers? Yes, you build that over the summer. So when you go into fall camp, it just continues. It's just now the coaches are there. They can find the coaches going to see things and fine-tune things in fall camp that maybe y'all didn't do over the summer. But just the back and forth throwing and running routes and getting timing down, the players do that on their own on every team. I don't care if it's D1 or D2. They do it. Every team do it over the summer. You think you're just going to take the summer off? Hey, y'all, we just going to chill and play PlayStation or Xbox all summer. We'll wait till fall camp start to get it going. No, they got it going. As soon as they cleared Carson Beck to throw back in April, they was already reporting he was throwing with them in May. In June, in July, fall camp started July 31st. So for 3 months, all that summer, they've been throwing. Would that go for every team in the country? The quarterback's been doing that. You think Mateer didn't work out with his Oklahoma guys? He came from another school? Of course he did.
Right.
You think this Syracuse quarterback I'm watching right now, he come over, ain't worked out with the
Angeli? Is that Angeli? Is he playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And running all over Clemson. Okay, all the quarterbacks work out, so it's not an excuse for it's legitimate to say, hey man, some ain't right with DJ Lagway, some ain't right with him.
Yeah,
his timing is off, his chemistry, because the passes he made last week, it's like he was throwing them to LSU. It's like he didn't even see him. Like I said, what Tua did. It's like, did you not see the LSU dude there? What is
staring down receivers?
Staring them down. Yeah. Some is not right with him. Yeah. And fine. That's the eye advantage.
Yeah. Offensive line. This is the problem that I think I'm seeing this Florida going to have. If they're banged up, I think they're down 2 starters now on defense.
Definitely, they number one guys down for sure.
It's going to be tough sledding on them boys. Like I say, if DJ could keep it close, and whatnot. But I think if Miami come out the way they've been coming out and the way that Mario has those boys prepared, because they seem to me way more prepared. I shouldn't say way more prepared than last year, but you could tell this is a different
mindset.
Than it was last year. And I think they believe now that
they believe
something special. So
they believe they got some, but I also I want to say they know they got to do a lot of work.
Oh yeah,
they know this, and Mario stressed this. He stressed this on game day. Then he left game day at the campus, beat feet 20 miles all the way over to Hard Rock, and he sat down with the ACC huddle crew, and he said the same thing. We got to work. We're not there yet. We're working our way to that. But we aren't there yet. So I want the fan base got to understand it's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. They're working their way there.
Right.
With each win, how many people were confident that Miami could run the table this year? And that's not saying they still can, because
I'm shocked. I would be shocked.
I'm not going to say I would be shocked.
Well, at the beginning of the season,
I had them 10-2, 11-1 at best. I figured somewhere along the line, somebody might get them.
Right.
But now I'm looking at it. Oh my God, this is an ass whooping in the making, brother. Syracuse is putting a beat down on these dudes. Anyway, now. And you got a lot of they hyping them up. The national media hyping up Miami. And I think Mario doing a good job of keeping that chit chat down in that locker room. Look, they blowing y'all up. Don't pay attention to that shit. We got things to do.
Right. And it's going to that last year.
It's going to happen. They did last year, but see, last year, Cam and company had to go out there and outscore everybody because the defense couldn't stop the runny nose worth a damn.
Right.
Whereas I think this year is different, man.
Yeah.
I think winning that first game was huge, man. Winning that
Yeah.
Notre Dame game was so big.
And this how much
We would
respect
feel
they put on
I
Notre
think
Dame.
we would feel differently at 2-1 versus 3-0
Right.
right now.
And this how much respect they didn't put on Notre Dame. They still think Notre Dame will run the table and still make the playoffs. Most of the pundits.
I really think they will. I think what's going to hurt Notre Dame is they don't play any more ranked opponents. USC could be ranked,
Right.
but that means they got to beat Illinois at Illinois. I don't think they can beat Illinois at Illinois.
Mm.
So they don't have anybody left on their schedule that's daunting, really. Purdue ain't daunting. Boston College. I think they play Army or Navy. They play at Arkansas. That'll be one game. They at Arkansas. Arkansas has a decent football team. I think Arkansas more than USC is the team that could trip Notre Dame up and give them a third loss.
Mm-hmm.
But Notre Dame got a good football team, and they got robbed last week. I don't care what nobody say. That fourth down touchdown by A&M at the end of the game, that was a hold.
Oh, yeah.
That game should have been over. Notre Dame should have won that game. But they got robbed by the refs. But part of me says it serves you right because what y'all did to us back in '88.
Oh man, this is a question about to lead up to the Notre Dame game. What was your thoughts on those Notre Dame podcasts that said the best thing or the worst thing about Miami were uneducated thugs?
You know what, bro? Sometimes things don't even warrant a response.
Mm.
Those guys, especially that one guy, all of them, man, for them to say that, it was really, you don't do that in college football, man. I mean, we all going to take jabs because there's rivalries and whatnot. But to come out and say what he said, like Miami, look, man, this ain't '88.
Right.
Okay. Miami is just as good or better of a school academically as Notre Dame. I'm not going to say one is. They both very highly academic universities, private schools. So for that dude to come out and say that, it's like, you know what? Don't even respond.
Right.
That was an ignorant thing to say. And where they at now? I don't even think they on the air anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you've seen their podcast after what they said. I don't think people want to be associated with that. Not in this climate, not today.
Right.
In this type of climate. It's not a fun poke. In the 80s, it was different because Miami did have some, I ain't gonna say they had some, but yeah, they did have some thugs on their team.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, they did.
They were some dogs.
Yeah.
They were some thug dogs on that team. But
right. Yeah, it's just all in how you put it in perspective.
I love it, Anthony. Yeah. I love it because everybody picked Notre Dame to win the game. Most of the national people picked Notre Dame. Podcasts, major networks, everybody, and for Miami to win that game, and in the fashion that they won the game, the way they won the game,
right?
How they beat up Notre Dame in the game. It was a beautiful thing. It spoke volumes, and it launched Miami. Remember, even a lot of people in the Miami side, well, if we could just split between Notre Dame and Florida, we could just split.
Right.
And what do I say? I ain't
want to win both of them. I was on the one say if they could split because I was thinking more the playoff.
And I get that. I understand it, but my mindset is, you know what? You and I both knew, and I kind of knew that this team, I said, if Becca's on point, this team going to be all right.
Yeah.
They showed you in the first game, they was all right. Even when they got lackadaisical in the third and early fourth quarter, and they came back, Notre Dame fought back. Mario showed you he made the right calls, even though everybody thought he got weak, and why did we kick a field goal, and blah, blah, blah. They had all the momentum. That field goal took the wind out of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That field goal took the wind out of them. So, I mean, I commend him for that. You know what I'm saying? So, and the way they came out after that 1 hour and 49-minute lightning delay against South Florida, when even I was thinking, man, this could be a delay like this. do one or two things. It could either really bring you down or bring you up.
Yeah.
Way Beck came out and rallied the team, something he never did at Georgia. The people didn't see that out of him. And they just came out and continued to beat the sleeves off South Florida. And South Florida got a good football team. If anybody else going to run the table, it's going to be them.
I was going to ask you that before we say 850 said another one is out there down 3 starters. That's what I thought. They're down 3 starters on defense.
So what's the recipe? What is the best? My thing is, if Miami win the toss, are they going to defer? Or I'm leaning toward not deferring. I'm leaning toward getting the ball first and scoring right away. That's what I
think he'll probably defer.
I'm thinking they will because he always traditionally defers.
Yeah, I think he's going to defer. Yeah,
because he trusts the defense, and I'm not saying I don't trust the defense. Part of me says, man, get the rock first and run it down their throats and hit them in the mouth early and go up 7-0 and put the pressure on them right away.
Yeah,
part of me feels that way. I'm like, okay, if you win the toss, but then again, if they win the toss, they might defer. And then if you get the ball first, you need to have that attitude.
Let's go. All go. Anthony says he said the most heartbreaking loss last week was Clemson against Georgia. That wasn't heartbreaking to me. I'll tell you that. I don't know. It was interesting that we're going to stay on that for a second. The Dabo, I know you heard about the Dabo Sweetie so-called meltdown, some of the comments that he made after the question that was asked, and they talked a little bit about it on game day today. What's your take on first? All right, let me phrase it like this.
He didn't catch that.
What is your take on Dabo not adapting to the portal before we get into all his conversations of what he said?
I think it's a little bit of arrogance on his behalf, and stubbornness. I think it's affecting him. We got to keep in mind they got some big time players out. Clemson do. They number one receivers out. They got a couple of defensive people. On paper, they got one of the best teams in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They got some ballers. They got NFL talent. I'm looking at them now. They driving on Syracuse. They got NFL. Oh wow, he still caught that touchdown. They got talent, man. So I understand his position. He's been there 15 years. And out of 14 of those 15 years, he's won 9+ games.
Mm-hmm.
He's won the ACC 8 out of the last 10 years. He got you a couple natties.
Right.
And been in a couple more natties. So now, granted, since 2020, he hasn't beaten the SEC team. And it's starting to show since the NIL. When they go up against big time teams, they've not been
right.
And Georgia Tech punched them in the mouth,
Yeah.
So I mean, I got mixed feelings about Dabo. I don't really care about Clemson. I think, he pretty much told you I ain't worried about it. And that's what he said. He said, I'm 55 years old. I know what's going. I got a feeling what's going to happen, bro. I got a feeling DeBoer is going to be out.
Somebody just put that in there.
I think he's going to. I've been saying for the last 4 or 5 years that if he leaves Clemson, he's going to go back to his alma mater, and Chucky is going to end up the coach at Florida because he said he want to coach in the SEC.
Mm.
So I can see John Gruden being the head coach at the Florida Gators. And I can see Dabo Swinney going back to Alabama, where they're going to make him go in the NIL.
Well, I'm going to say, because what's the difference if you go back with the same
mindset? He's not going to do that at Alabama, bro.
Yeah. So
he knows them people. I'm going to step outside and blow me one. He knows them people.
Yeah, because
he
that's
knows
my thing.
He knows
he can do it at Clemson. They're not making him not get in the portal. He's choosing not to. So,
but they see the flaw in that.
Dwayne, right, yeah.
They see the flaw in that. You don't mind, do you?
No, go ahead, do your thing.
They see the flaw in that he didn't go in the portal, that he really, they using the NIL, but he didn't get no transfer talent. But he really didn't have to. They got talent.
Right.
Clemson is loaded.
Right. They just don't have the depth that they once had.
They don't have the depth.
That's the
You
key.
you don't have a 2 and 3 receiver behind your one that got hurt.
Yeah. And when you don't
What's
have
his
that,
name? Mike Williams. They were just mentioning him. He out.
yeah.
So, but I'm not gonna count them out just yet, man. I'm not gonna count out Clemson because they lost to Georgia Tech. It ain't the end of the world for them. That
No.
just like I'm not gonna count out Notre Dame. I mean,
I think my take on it is that at some point we knew it would catch up with Dabo, because just like anything in life, if you don't change and you don't get with the times, you get left behind. Now,
that's the case. That is true. You can say that. You can make that argument.
And it happens to the best of us. And as we get older, we don't like change, but then we get left behind. Either we get with the times or we get left behind. So,
I mean, I'm guilty of that. I mean, I'm old school. I still use a checkbook sometimes. I do. But I know I still got to be able to pay online and use a computer in these phones. I can't totally be like, well, I don't want all that. But you have to adapt with the times. You're right.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. No. Hey, Carson Beck. Carson Beck against Notre Dame, 20 for 31, 205 yards, 2 TDs. Against Florida, he was 23 for 28. 340 yards. I think I got that. I heard 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Two
touchdowns.
Two picks against South Florida. One of them was tipped.
Yeah.
One of them was Malachi. It was for the receiver that was deeper than Malachi, but Malachi tried to get up and get it, and he hit it with one hand, and it tipped to the South Florida player. Now the other interception was a clean pick. That was just, I guess, either Beck didn't see the guy underneath. It was just a clean pick.
Yeah.
And nobody expected Beck to go. Ain't no quarterback gonna go the whole season without a pick.
Right.
The only team I think in the FBS right now that has no turnovers is Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois
and that might change today.
They have no turnovers in 3 games. Illinois has 0 turnovers in all 3. No fumbles, no picks.
Yeah.
So but they got a big one with Indiana today. So
yeah, that's a big one.
That's a big game later on.
It's highly unlikely Chucky gets hired in the NFL again because of the whole investigation.
That's why he's going to college. That's why he's making his pitch. That's
yeah.
why he's making his pitch for college. He already said, I want to coach in the SEC. So it's either Bama or Florida. And I'm leaning toward the Gators. I think the Gators are, if the stars line up right.
Well, I tell you how they will line up right. If Florida loses to Miami, and then they play Florida State end of the season.
They play Texas next week.
And lose to Florida State, lose all 3 games in state, I think he's a done deal.
I think he's done no matter what. They want to change, man. I think they want to change the culture and everything. Even if he do win some big games. I think they may beat Texas. I don't think Texas is that. I think they overhype Archie Manning. He ain't Eli and he ain't Peyton.
Yeah.
So
and I'm not going to make any excuse for Arch. I forgot. He's just a redshirt sophomore. I didn't even know. It seemed like he'd been there forever. But
you heard what they said. They already took him out of draft talk. Remember, they say he won't be draft material until at least 27, and that's if he get better.
Yeah. So Texas, they have some issues, and
Lenore Sellers got beat up, and then they lost to Vanderbilt. Now
I think he's supposed to play today against Mizzou.
Nussmeier ain't what they said he was for LSU.
Yeah.
The only 2 quarterbacks that's been really up to par has been
Rocco?
Beck.
Yeah.
And old boy at Oklahoma.
Mateer. Yeah.
And he was debating on coming to Miami, Mateer.
Right. Yeah. It says Anthony said that he has Indiana winning the game. This game, and that prove that Illinois is not as good as they are. I think Illinois is as good as advertised. They were good last.
I think Bielema got the trenches too.
Let me say this about Illinois. Illinois and I'm gonna speak of last year. Started off really hot. They fell off towards the end of the season. A lot of that had to do with they hadn't been there in a while, and
not since Juice and Mendenhall.
Yeah, and they got a lot of film out on them. I think Illinois learned a lot from last year, and they came out the gate strong. Indiana, I haven't really watched them play, so I can't speak too much on them.
They had 300 yards. They had 300 yards rushing all 3 games so far, Indiana, but they ain't played nobody as good as Illinois yet. And like I said, Illinois got trenches. and they got a defense, and they got a pretty good offense. They're a scary team. My prediction is they're gonna beat Indiana, they're gonna beat USC, and they're gonna be 5-0 playing an undefeated Ohio State in Champaign. That's gonna be a big game. That's gonna tell you about Illinois when they play Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna be the game right there.
Yeah. Because now they don't play any other ranked. Well, let me see. They don't play Oregon this year, I don't think, do they? Or do they play Oregon? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look right now.
I have to look up their schedule. It says, okay. This is an honest question. Does John Gruden have the personality to deal with these kids negotiating contracts for NIL or the transfer portal? That's an interesting question. Well, if he wants to come back to college, he's going to have to adapt.
If Belichick can come back to North Carolina and after getting whooped this first game, win the next two, and turn North Carolina. I mean, if he can do it, why can't Chucky do
it? Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with the intensity that Gruden brings to college football. He just has to understand that. Well, he's coming back at a good time now with all the regulations that the NCAA has put in. So
they play Illinois. They got Ohio State. Then they at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a tough game up there.
Yeah.
Then they got Rutgers. That's going to be a fight. Maryland going to be a fight. They at Wisconsin. And then the last game is Northwestern.
Yeah, I think Rutgers lost to Iowa last night, didn't they? That was a good game. So
gave that game away.
Yeah.
Gave that game away. They started out hot.
Yeah. So it's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in college football. So yeah, I think Gruden to be fine. I think a lot of guys that go to the league
Gruden to be fine too.
Fine.
I think a lot of people have to understand that this year it's going to be some different teams in the mix. It ain't going to be your same old Clemson's, Georgia, Bama, Ohio State. Ohio State will probably be there. But I think Georgia might be there. Their defense is shaky was shaky, especially in the past. Tennessee threw the ball all over them. Missouri is sneaky good. Illinois is sneaky good. Georgia Tech is good.
Yeah.
Auburn playing today. They playing Tulane.
Yeah, Tulane looked good.
Tulane is at Auburn. That's gonna be a nice ball. No, I'm sorry. Tulane is at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, that's correct.
Auburn is at Oklahoma. That's you're gonna Nebraska got Michigan. Some people picking Nebraska, some people picking Michigan.
Yeah.
So it's
nice. I really want to watch this Oklahoma team. I haven't had a chance to watch them this year.
I watched them beat Michigan, but they handcuffed the Michigan quarterback.
Bryce.
They kind of they didn't let him throw the ball a lot. I think today they're going to open it up at Nebraska with him. Texas Tech is banging with Utah right now. I think Texas Tech has one of them two teams is going to win the Big 12.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Utah, Arizona State, they still in the mix, I think.
They're still in the mix for things. Like I said, Mizzou, that's a big one with South Carolina today. They could be 4-0. Yeah. It's just nice to see some different teams. Yeah. It's nice to see your old blue blood teams like a Oklahoma, like a Miami, like a Nebraska, kind of be back in the mix again. And instead of seeing the same old Bama, Georgia, Clemson. I think people got tired of that, Alabama every year, Georgia lately every year.
Yeah. And there's no secret why it changed. A lot of people want to say because of Saban, no, it's because of the NIL in the portal. When you could pry kids away from a school, and I don't like to use the word pry, but you know what I mean, that you're giving them a financial opportunity to go somewhere, pay them, and they get a chance to play. It's tough to keep 5-stars sitting on the bench for 2 years, like you were able to do with some of these schools a couple years ago.
Like I said in the past, Alabama go out and get all these 5-stars. You all world in your town, your city. But then when you walk in the Alabama locker room, in your position group, it's 3 or 4 other 5-stars that were all world where they came from too. Mm-hmm. Now you got to compete. And as an 18-year-old kid, people been telling you all this and that. And then you get into a room with some other kids that was told the same thing. Some kids want to compete and some kids don't. They want to play, and they'll transfer out and go somewhere where they can play right away.
Right.
I mean, Miami experienced that. Look, Rashard Smith went down to SMU.
Yeah.
Really shined.
Yeah.
So, kids going to do that if they want to play. That some kids want the competition and some kids don't. And I commend Mario for that because he has that mentality in that locker room, the competition.
Yeah.
If you want to work, you want to compete or you want it handed to you.
Yeah.
And these kids want to work, man. These kids want to compete.
Yeah.
And they all gonna get some, look how Beck throwing the ball around to all these different receivers. It ain't just a set 2 or 3 like it was last year. Now you got 7, 8 guys that can come in and they all elite, whether they a senior like CJ Daniels or a freshman like Malachi, or JoJo coming back today.
Yeah.
And people forget Jeremiah Smith was on this side and JoJo was on that side. He was number 2.
Yeah.
JoJo cold, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, he coming back. I think we're gonna see a little bit more tight end play today. I just think Miami needs to run that ball. I think that's what Mario wants to do. If they D-line is that down, hey, let's pound the rock.
Got to test it.
Let's give them some gut punches right now, early.
What do you think about the situation that's going on at Virginia Tech with them firing
and UCLA?
Well, yeah. We'll talk about UCLA in a minute.
They trash.
I did hear that they was finna give a lot of money to the Virginia Tech program. We heard that today on game day. And they're going through some things kind of like what Miami went through some years ago. Money wasn't allocated to the department. And now, you start seeing the repercussions of that. And kind of like the same thing that happened when Herb Street called out the Miami AD on TV on a game day show. Ironically, they did the same thing for Virginia Tech on a game day show. So it's hard to win if you're not getting money, and they're not making that school a priority anymore for football. Yeah, it's just really hard.
It is hard, but it's a sign of the times for them. And their alumni and boosters have realized that they got to pour money into this thing because you're not going to get Beamer to come back and be the coach.
Right.
They're not recruiting at that level. You're not going to get the Mike Vicks and the type of players they had around Mike Vick, in the late 90s, early 2000s when Virginia Tech was a powerhouse.
Right.
When they went to the national title game against Florida State. So they realized that, if they want to compete in the ACC, they're going to have to spend some money.
Yeah.
And the teams that spend the money, now that you can do it, they're going to be the ones that get the players that they want to get.
Yeah.
And if you can't go out and get the players you want to get, then you're going to be mediocre, average type team, 6-7 wins a year, just to be happy to get a bowl game.
Yeah.
I think, Virginia Tech wants more than that. They've had more than that in the past. And that's why they want to allocate the funds now. And they probably going to have a revamp. They may have to get a new athletic director. They might go in a different direction. So when they got Fuentes, they thought he could turn it around, and he couldn't.
Yeah. Now, the interesting part is I got mixed feelings about the UCLA situation. Not because the coach got fired. It's because Nico, left the team for whatever reason. But now the reports is that he might enter the portal. And I'm thinking now, see, this is why people kind of get upset,
No, he should be forced to stay there. You went there.
That's why.
You went there, player. That's where you need to be. Right. I think they should allow. They're gonna come with some rules where they're gonna allow you to make one move.
Yeah.
So
I heard yesterday somebody reported that was here. But yeah, I mean, the guy you held out from Tennessee because of money. You was already under a so-called contract. You held out. You didn't force your way. You go to UCLA, coach gets fired, partly because of your bad play, and now you take a leave for the absence and reports coming out now. You want to enter the portal. I mean, how hypocritical is that?
See, Tennessee saw something with him, and they knew he was a cancer. and bye. And
Mm.
and the quarterback they got now, he lit Georgia up. So
Yeah.
they're not hurting no quarterback at Tennessee. They just fine.
Yeah.
They just fine at Tennessee. They
Yeah.
lost a game they should have won, but he threw that ball all over Georgia.
Yeah.
It speaks to Georgia's defense. It
Yeah.
ain't as daunting as you think it is.
Yeah. They had to
So
pull one out the hat to win that game.
it's just Tennessee defense. They couldn't stop Georgia run.
Yeah, that it's just interesting, just perspective on that. Two main targets, according to the report I've seen for Virginia Tech to be their next head coach, is the OC for Texas and PJ Fleck.
Well, that could be the case, but who called all the plays for Texas anyway? They head coach. What's his name? Sarkisian. He's the play caller.
So you talk about for Texas. Okay,
yeah. Right now,
yeah.
Texas got what Florida State had when old boy was their coach. What's his name was the coach at Florida State before he went to A&M?
Jimbo?
Jimbo was the coach, but what's his name was the OC. And then he came to Miami to be the OC. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
But Jimbo was the one that called the plays during the game, not the OC. Texas got the same situation. They have an offensive coordinator, but Sarkisian is the one that calls the plays. It's basically his offense.
Right.
So this Virginia Tech might do the same thing, get him away from Texas. But Texas ain't done nothing what have they done that's so nothing?
A lot of media hype and a lot of money behind them.
They ain't done it. I mean, I'm not. Nick Saban was right. We called it. Miami is the most complete team in football. Offensively, they have such a really good mix between run and pass. They're not overdoing it with the pass. They got a great running game. They're not trying to have Beck be like Cam Ward. I told everybody, look, get Cam out your head.
Yeah.
You want to see Cam? Go down to Tennessee. I did last Sunday.
Yeah.
He needs some help.
Oh, he definitely needs some help down there.
Tennessee ain't doing him right. He needs a
He
line.
the most sacked quarterback in the league right now?
That line is terrible. And then when he throw it to the receivers, them motherfuckers dropping the ball.
Right.
Cam needs some help. So get Cam out of your mind unless you want to go watch the Titans. Because they don't need Carson Beck to be like that.
No.
You got this running attack. You got all these different Carson to throw it when they need him to throw it. And he's got between 6 and 8 receivers to throw it to. Right. But when I got Fletcher and I got Lyle and I got Brown behind me, it was the same last year. You had Martinez, Fletcher, and Lyle. Mm-hmm. But it got away from them toward the end when they wanted to throw the ball too much. It cost you in the Georgia Tech game. You caught an L.
Yeah.
And it cost you in the Syracuse game because you didn't run the ball enough. They was too much leaning on Cam too much. They don't have to do that with Carson Beck.
Right.
Look what Fletcher did. I mean, South Florida got a good defense, and he still got over $1 running the ball. He still got over $1 running the ball.
Say PJ is leaving the Big Ten for the ACC.
He may not.
Yeah.
He may not.
Yeah. Yeah.
He may not.
Especially when we don't know what the ACC going to be like in, I guess, what year is this? 2025, next 5 years. So we don't know what's going to happen with
that. Right. We don't know what it's going to look like, but I think all these teams in the ACC right now, Dwayne, are making a pitch to say, hey, look, our league is not trash like people out to say it is. It's only SEC people saying that shit. Look, Syracuse up 17-7 and got the ball again.
Yeah.
That's telling me right now, look at that. Wow.
And who was that picked says Clemson was going to be in the championship game again?
All of them. Herb Street, all them dudes was like, I still got – I think this is my prediction. Miami gonna play Georgia Tech in the ACC title game, and Mario gonna finally get some get back after losing 2 games to them last year and the year before that when he didn't take a knee. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be a great game with Haynes King. Mm-hmm. Miami gonna finally get over the hump and win the ACC. And I'm gonna go out and say it now, man. I think Miami gonna get number 6. Mm. I really do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: if they play Georgia Tech, you know what the commentators gonna say behind the scenes? Oh, they didn't play Clemson. They didn't play anybody.
Well, you know what, Dwayne? I don't think they're gonna say that now with the way Clemson is playing. If Clemson lose today at home, then Dabo's seat gonna get hot. It's already warm
You
now.
think so?
He 1-2.
Hey, put it in chat. Y'all think Dabo's seat is getting hot or not?
Hotter. If they lose today, and they getting dominated right now, if they lose today and go 1-3, they still gotta play Florida State.
Yeah.
They still got some games on their schedule that ain't no cakewalks, and they not looking like the Clemson of old.
Nah.
They not looking. Let me pull up their schedule.
And we can't just blame that all on NIL because, like I said, they brought back 60. I want to say 66 or 68% of their team,
Bro.
Other starters. So
if you look at their team, they at North Carolina, at Boston College, SMU at home, Duke at home, Florida State at home, at Louisville. Then they got a JV team with Furman, and then they at South Carolina at the end of the season. I can see them losing. If they lose today, I can see them losing another 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, if they lose,
even Dabo said we might go 6-6. I couldn't believe he said that.
Well,
but he already told you I ain't worried. I'm 55 years old. I'm gonna go somewhere else if y'all don't want me no more.
Yeah,
he pretty much told him, all right, buy me out and I'll leave. You think the team didn't hear that?
But my question is, why make that statement?
Because he know what's coming. Like you said, he didn't prepare. He wouldn't use the NIL.
Yeah.
He didn't use the transfer portal. And now it's coming back to haunt him because of his arrogance, his stubbornness of not wanting to do the transfer portal, because he felt like I got a squad. And he do got a squad, but they're not clicking.
Right.
I'm looking at this right now. It's like, wow, they not clicking. They not clicking, bro. They lose this game today and go 1-3. All that ACC titles, that's out because this is going to be
that's definitely out.
That's the second ACC loss.
Yeah,
they out of that conversation.
Yeah,
and no, I don't want to see a Florida State Miami ACC title game. I want to see Miami beat Georgia Tech for that title because Miami owes them. Mario need to get that out the way. You can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, win a conference title, and beat the team that beat you twice now.
Right.
One, because you made a boneheaded not taking a knee, and because last year you didn't run the rock enough, and the defense was just atrocious.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop Georgia Tech and Haynes King for shit.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think he's on a hot seat like people think because of the consistency of 9 or 10 wins over the last.
Anthony, I would agree with you, except if they lose some more this year. They used to a certain standard there, and if they start losing,
they missing a caveat, where I don't care how big you are as a coach, when you start challenging the administration publicly.
Yes.
Publicly.
He publicly went out there and said, hey, do what you will.
Yeah. Now you're going to start forming that risk. Right. That's when I heard him make that statement, that's what I thought. A lot of people said, oh, he did it to motivate his team and stuff, but it seemed like it was way more than that. So if they lay an egg today, which they might, then yeah, and you challenging them.
They just got a big time penalty for targeting on their quarterback.
Yeah, and I can see some disastrous stuff coming out of Clemson.
I can see Clemson spiraling right now. They doing this, y'all.
Right.
If I turn the game on, dog, I'm kind of shocked they're at home, and they don't look. They don't.
Somebody say he's gone.
He gone. He's telling you he gone.
Wow. Craig, what's up there, Craig? He said he's gone.
hey, he right.
Yeah.
He gone, bro. He gone. He gone. He gone, bro. He gone. He already telling you he gone. Because if the board can't win the big games. If Alabama don't make the playoff this year, if they don't make the playoff this year and lose to Georgia,
they're going to buy him out.
They're going to buy him out, which is going to open the door for Dabo. Like he said, I'm 55 years old. I got plenty of coaching life left. And he telling you. Yeah. I said it 5 years ago. I said if he leave Clemson.
So do you think he forcing Clemson hand?
Sure he is.
Do you think
Oh,
he
you know
wants to
what?
leave Clemson?
He don't need to force their hand, Dwayne. He don't need to force their hand. His resume's solid. He know he got a landing spot.
But do you think he wants to leave Clemson?
Yes.
Okay.
He wouldn't have said that if he didn't. He
Yeah,
don't want to lose. He not tanking games. Now, I'm not saying
no. We don't think that. No.
I'm just saying if they can't win with his formula any longer at Clemson, with what he got going on, and like he said, if y'all not happy with what I've done the last 14 out of 15 years as the head coach of the Clemson Tigers, fine then. I'm 55. I'm young. I got somewhere else to go. He know I got a landing spot somewhere, and it's more than likely going to be Alabama.
Because it sounds like to me, he's been getting some pressure behind the scenes that hasn't been made public.
Because they want to win.
Yeah.
What's going on? They own his ass because he didn't use the transfer portal. But like I said, do I have to when I got the team I got on paper? People was picking them to win the national championship this year.
Yeah.
They was picking them to win the ACC and the Natty. So everything was looking good for Clemson a month ago.
Right.
They had Clemson beating Miami in the ACC championship game. Remember what they said? Oh, Miami's a playoff team. Miami will make the playoff, but they're going to lose to Clemson in the ACC title game.
Right.
Whoops. Hello. They ran into a buzzsaw called Georgia Tech. Hard-fought game, but got beat.
Yeah.
Now Syracuse is marching down the field in the red zone again, and they up 17-7 at Clemson.
So that begs the question. Has Clemson got worse since the Georgia Tech game? If they lose to Syracuse.
Touchdown, Syracuse.
Yeah, so if they lose to Syracuse.
Wow.
And is the team tanking it? No, I don't like to use the word tanking it because I don't accuse any player of tanking it.
They're getting outplayed. I'm looking at it.
Then who is that an indication on? Then the coaching staff? What? Who? I mean, that's the thing.
Wow.
Because if you got all this talent coming back, 60% of your offense coming back, or your total team, there's no reason that you should be going out there doing. Even if you got a player hurt, you got 60% of your total team back that made the playoffs last year. Now we can all sit up here and debate whether we thought they were a good team because remember, you and I said they barely beat SMU.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
I said, hey, they eased their way into the ACC title game because Miami blew it at Syracuse. And then they only beat SMU by 3.
Right.
And then they go in the playoff game, and what happened? Texas whooped them. They came back in the second half and scored a little bit, but Texas pretty much beat the brakes off of them dudes. It showed you last year. So I don't know how and why they got all the accolades they got.
Because they thought Klubnik was a NFL quarterback, and I thought he was good. I didn't know if he was NFL. I thought he played really well at certain sports. He's good,
but he's not. He ain't Carson Beck. He's not Mateer. I think all the offseason, before the season started, all the hype was on Nussmeier. All the hype was on Klubnik. All the hype was on Clemson. All the hype was on Arch Manning and Texas. And all these teams they hyped up. Look at them now.
Menza for Duke. Remember they had him ranked over Carson in one poll. Yeah.
And the teams that are really shocking people are Miami, Florida State, Oklahoma, Nebraska shocking people, Illinois shocking people, Texas Tech, they up 7-0 at Utah right now. They surprising people. You're going to have some new teams in the mix now.
Yeah.
You're going to have some new teams in the playoffs now. It's not going to be the same old anymore. That's why they got rid of that 4-game shit because it was always Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, Clemson. People got tired.
Right. And they were going to find a way to get them in there.
Because ESPN's number one goal is to have everybody doing what? Eyeball the screen.
Yep.
They tried to say that last week's game between Georgia and Tennessee was an instant classic. No, it wasn't. It was a regular SEC football game between Georgia and Tennessee. What made it a classic? because neither team had defense.
Yeah. That was a good game, but I didn't think it was a classic.
It was a good game, but it wasn't no classic.
Yeah.
There wasn't no classic game. Florida LSU wasn't no classic game.
Mm-mm.
It was just a regular SEC football game. But that's the cable sports network trying to save face and protect their investment, which is the SEC.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then shit. Why can't Texas Tech Utah be a classic game? Because the Big 12.
Right. Yeah. True.
You know what I'm saying? That's a rivalry. Why couldn't the Pitt West Virginia game last week? That's a big time rivalry game, and West Virginia won that game at the end. That's an old brawl. That's an old rivalry. That's a brawl. They don't like each other from Pittsburgh to West Virginia.
Right.
Why ain't that a classic game?
Mm-hmm.
Because the cable sports network controls the narrative because they control the broadcaster. So every time two SEC teams get together and play, it's a classic. Man, kick rocks with all that shit.
Oh, man. It'll take a couple of more before we get out here. Say, Dabo was done for not embracing the NIL. That's what he gets.
Hey, Mr. Adams, I couldn't agree with you more. I think his arrogance and his unwillingness and his stubbornness to use the transfer portal is what hurt him. He didn't want to do what Norvell did at Florida State.
Yeah.
I'm not going to transfer in all these top players. And then when my quarterback go down, all of them sat out because they knew they was going in NIL. Once they saw Travis go down hurt, they was like, that could be me next.
Mm-hmm.
And now Travis ain't even playing football now. He retired from the NFL.
Yeah.
He can't even play no more, all off of one injury. So that's in the back of all these kids' minds. It's in the back of their mind, like, hey,
yeah,
that could be.
That's why.
And then Florida State go out and get their assholes blowed out by Texas in the bowl game, 63 to whatever. And they saying because, 2/3 of Florida State team didn't play. They sat out and got agents to go in the NFL, but they watched the star quarterback get his damn leg blowed off.
Yeah. But,
so Dabo didn't want to do that, and Dabo knew his cupboard was full. He has talent.
He has plenty of talent.
They got plenty of talent. It's something going on with Clemson.
Yeah,
and it's showing right now. It's something going on with Clemson because they don't look right. They down 24-7 at home.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes this happens in sports where the coach's message doesn't get through the players anymore. And sometimes that's your time to leave also. Sometimes the same thing that you've been preaching just doesn't hit the same.
I want this to happen, dog. I want Syracuse to be good. I want them to be good. So when they come to Hard Rock, get back time for last year. You want them to. We don't want no cupcakes in Miami.
No.
We want teams. We want NC State to be good. We want Louisville to be good. We want them to be good. We want SMU to be good. They battling right now with TCU. We want these teams to be good. Yeah. That way, can't nobody come back and say, "Oh, Miami didn't play anybody. Everybody looks like trash." No.
Right. But see, I don't think they're going to paint that narrative with Miami this year.
No,
just because of the way they came out.
They've proven themselves so far. They got to prove it tonight.
Right.
And they got to prove it in 2 weeks.
And if they come out looking impressive, winning by more than 7, I think, they won't have any. They won't be saying anything crazy.
They should be. I know Ohio State on the bye week, but if they come out tonight and they look really good against Florida, against that defense when LSU couldn't and South Florida couldn't, and they come out there and run the rock really well, and Carson Beck has a decent game, who knows? Beck might come out and have a great game.
Right.
He's never lost to Florida. Even last year, he threw 3 picks last year against Florida with Georgia.
Right.
He threw 3 picks against them. We hope he don't have a game like that, and I don't think he will.
Well, the line is way better than what he had last year when he played. What's up there, Lord?
I just think that win the game. If they win it convincingly and win it by more than the spread, I think if they have a complete game again where the defense really shows up, and even if Florida scores, I expect them to score.
Oh, yeah, I expect
them, unless Miami defense just week to week just keeps getting that much better.
Yeah.
Then there's no argument who's the best team in the country at that point. If they come out here and destroy Florida again, There's no doubt in my mind they got the best team in the country. Some people might, I don't think Oklahoma is going to whoop Auburn like that.
No.
I think Auburn going to give them a game. Auburn might even upset them.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking for Miami. If they come out tonight, win the game, but if they win the game convincingly, there's no doubt in my mind that they're the number one team in the country.
If that defense comes out and fly around like they've been flying around the last 3 weeks, if you notice it, and I know you didn't watch film on them, I don't watch film, and I've talked to some guys that's in the organization, is that, man, you look at it, they tackling 6 to 8 guys around the ball every time.
And I want to give credit to Mo Torre, the transfer linebacker that came in from Rutgers.
Oh, Torre, yeah.
Yeah, Torre is a monster.
Dude is a monster.
Dude, a monster, and he a
put
monster.
The tape on. Jesus Christ,
he's a monster. And today is a game for him because Florida gonna run that ball with that back, and it's up to that Scott and the other D linemen and Bain and Mesidor to hold the edges and not bull rush unless it's a passing down. And I think Motori and Besant could have some. They're gonna have to be on their A game to stop that run.
Mm-hmm.
Because
before we get out of here, we need these guys to put their score predictions in the chat there. So you guys, what do you think the final score will be for tonight's game down in Hard Rock? Put it in chat. Let us know. Go ahead, Terry.
You want my prediction?
Of course. I always do.
I say Miami 31 or 34 to Florida's 14, maybe 17. I think Miami covers the spread.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, Miami shows that this is not a mirage. This is not a letdown game. They're not a fluke. If there was a fluke, they would have been exposed by South Florida.
Yeah.
South Florida got a good defense. They kept Byram Brown at 13 rushing attempts for 2 yards. That's why I say Mo Torre that's unheard of to keep a quarterback like him that is known to run and clown on people to just 2 yards.
That's correct.
That speaks volumes about that defense.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes about the D-line. They didn't over pursue. They held their gaps. They held the edges. They didn't let him they didn't run by like last year. A lot of them guys, they had good guys, but they ran by, and then quarterbacks like Haynes King and them could just run in the flats when nobody was there. They keeping their edges. They recognizing screens. I think tonight is a statement game again. And Mario has no problem getting these boys up for this.
Hey, I hear you. Thanks for the super chat there, Lord. It says, I'm expecting a blowout in every game this year except FSU. Or a line of scrimmage is better than everyone else. Totally agree.
I expect them to whoop FSU too. You stop it. No, I say that with all sincerity because you stop their quarterback, you stop their offense.
Right. Yeah.
And we've seen that movie with Brown. South Florida quarterback. To me, he's a bigger dude than the dude that transferred from Boston College to Florida State.
Yeah. He's a little guy.
He may now he's a better passer.
Yeah, Castellanos or whatever.
Castellanos is a better passer, but Brown is the runner.
Yeah.
So Miami's seen that movie. So they're gonna force Florida State to beat them in the air.
Yeah.
So this guy's gonna come down to Miami secondary, and then that's where Bain and Mesidor can get off then to try to get him. But that's I digress. That's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
You got to deal with what's tonight.
All right, we got picks. We got Craig says 38-13. Got 2 of them that says that. Aaron says 38-13. Anthony, he's going out on a limb. He said 55-10. Ooh-wee.
What was the final last year?
Something to 17. What was it last year?
49-17.
It was something like
Or was
that.
it 47-17? That's what it was. Something like that.
Yeah, it was something around that line. Somebody put it in there.
You see what Dono did. Dono picked the same score -1.
Oh, did he? Which one? Oh, from last year?
He took the same score from last year and subtracted 1 from the each loss and win.
Yeah, I had to talk.
I think Miami won what 49-17 last year. I think he said Miami win 48-16.
And then we have another one that says 52-10.
Wow. Hey y'all, that would be amazing. Florida got a better defense than that, unless they just lay down and give up.
They got a better defense. They banged up. Trick Star says 38-13. Bane and the D line will put on a show tonight.
Hey, I wouldn't care if Miami win the game 24-10.
Yeah,
that tells if Miami run the ball with the running backs, since they so depleted at the D line and kill clock and control the clock and just eat up yards like that and punch it in. Hey, I'm down for a game like that. Yeah, as long as we get the W, bro, I don't give a shit if it's 3-2 on a safety. I don't give a shit.
Oh man, Anthony, I didn't see your last question on Bronco. Is he an SEC coach? Because I think he would do well at Florida. Because I think Chucky goes to UCLA and stays on the West Coast.
He might do that too, but he said he want to coach in the SEC. That's what that man said.
It's all about timing and opportunity. That's what I was saying.
And I think it's gonna be there for. I think he ain't in no hurry. And that's my prediction. Dabo goes to Bama. Chucky goes to Florida.
That'd be interesting.
See it coming.
As Lord say, time of possession.
Lord is right. Time of possession. So if Miami is running the ball and they getting 5-6 yards a pop, why get away from it?
Because every game this year, Miami has put together a long, over 10-play drive, I believe. Every game, I believe. So they have a knack of just coming out when they really want to run that rock and just saying, we're going to run it.
If they down 3 D linemen, they got to bring backups in, man, come on.
Yeah.
I'm running that ball. I'm running that ball right between the tackles like I've been doing. I'm gonna run it right down your throat till you can stop me. And if you stack the box, then I'm gonna let Carson do his thing. Then it's the play action to Elijah Lofton.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a deep shot to maybe JoJo or CJ Daniels or Malachi running a slant. Or Dawson got all kind of stuff he got designed up. So until you can stop the run, I'm running.
Yeah. And that's the good thing about getting Malachi open, because when he's running the ball, with Fletch, he basically dragging Malachi behind the linebackers because they playing up to stop the run. So he's been having a good game plan for the teams he's been facing. Is that Clemson is getting the draw. I didn't say the draws beat off them against Syracuse now. I'll be watching the game in a few. So it says it's been pretty dry up here at Tampa. It's been raining crazy down here in South Florida on a daily. Basically,
but it's nice in Miami today.
Yeah, storms or hurricanes. Yeah, it's interesting. Take this last one before we get out of here, so we can sit up here and get some joy of watching these Clemson beat down. It says, I believe Sweeney goes to the NFL. I don't think. Well, I don't see it.
Anything is possible.
If he goes, he goes. But
I just really think if you see the writing on the wall, that's his alma mater, Alabama. He played on the team that beat Miami in '93 for that national championship. That's his team. I mean, Clemson is his team, but he went and graduated from Bama.
Right.
And just like Mario found his way back home, I think Dabo finds his way back home too.
Right. And NIL shouldn't be a factor, because if you worried about it in college, it's basically the same thing in the pros. You still paying, you got to pay to play, have players. Now, granted, you have your general manager and your owners that dictate the players you get. But again, I digress on that. It says JoJo's going to make a few plays today. This is his coming out party.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
If it need be, I hope it. If Miami gets a big jump on them, I hope it does, man. I really do. I hope it does because
Yeah.
that'd be good for him. You know, I think um, I think at this point, if Miami can get a lead and establish the run and get a comfortable lead, then Carson can throw the ball. Unless he just wants to run the ball, like you say, time of possession, take time off the clock. Don't let Florida get any kind of, oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh, they must be looking bad. It says the price we pay living here in Florida. I don't have to.
Turnover.
He said, I don't have to worry about hurricane season back home in Florida, back home in Chicago. So, also, you
No,
from
Mr. Pregame,
Chicago?
you gotta worry about that freezing ass cold and
Yeah,
icy snow if it's
and we
not
know
time.
I code against
Yeah, I
Chicago,
know how it is up there, boy.
especially downtown between them buildings.
January and February in Chicago, a beast.
Yes, sir, boy. Hey, them guys down there ain't never seen that cold as it get downtown on the Navy Pier anywhere
It's
down
cold
there.
here in St. Louis, boy. You get up further north in Chicago and Detroit and Milwaukee, boy, you gonna find
Ooh,
out.
it's a different type of cold.
That's a ugly cold up there, boy. That Lake Michigan effect, boy. Shoot.
Hey, it's that cold. Hey, you could have 3 layers on and you still cold.
Still cold.
So,
Got 3 layers on here and it's cold. Like I said, the keys to the game is stopping Florida's run
yep.
and Miami establishing a run.
Yeah.
I think those are the keys to the game. Make Florida's quarterback have to go and throw the ball.
Yeah.
You know, if you come in there and stop that run and limit their running, then I think the rest will take care of itself. I think at that point, Miami can control the clock and use the 3-headed monster at running back. And it's not about Carson Beck shining because Florida got a secondary that is probably as good as Notre Dame's.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want Beck to be in a position where he looked bad. And like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Dawson going to have the right plays to call. And get last year out your mind, y'all. Last year was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was last year. And the reason why they beat up on Florida is because they jumped out early. They jumped out 7-0. Then it was 10-0. Then it was 10-7. And then it was 17-7. And
then they start rolling. Yeah,
they started rolling because you already it was in their head. They couldn't stop Miami. They couldn't stop them.
Right.
So that you got to do the same thing this year. You got to get a lead. So if they win the toss and defer and Miami get the ball first, they need to go out there and score on the first drive.
Right.
Make it 7-0 off the bat.
Yeah.
See how they respond.
Yeah.
Will it rattle them, or do they have a game plan? You know, how they going to respond to this? We got to see how Florida responds because they were so emotionally up for the LSU game, a game they should have won. I hate to see what that locker room was like because Lagway probably caught some hell from people. For all them picks, man. You throw 5 interception, dog. Your teammates looking at you like, what the fuck?
Because the defense doing everything they can to keep you in that game. And
your defense kept you in this game. They shut down Nussmeier pretty much. You know, it was 10-10 at one point, man.
Right.
And then you threw a pick 6.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
man,
if
Miami goes up and puts over 20 and 30 points up on the defense, that's going to tell you how great that offense is.
Right, that's going to tell you how good Miami offense is because Florida got a nice defense. So it's just like I said, to me, them the keys of the game. Establishing the run against them and stopping their run because you don't want them to get into a running rhythm where then he can start play actioning.
Right.
And he can get into a rhythm. Because I'm pretty sure he ain't going to come out and lay an egg today.
No.
I'm pretty sure Lagway wants to make up for last week.
Hey, sometimes it ain't what you want is what you get. So if they
That's
put the
true,
pressure on,
I just think the intangible of their emotions, how are they going to be for this game? Because you were so up for LSU. You went into Death Valley and you were the better football team and you walked out of there with an L. There are no moral victories. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, that's
emotionally taxing, dog. That you knew that night you were the better football team and you still lost. You got up for that game when everybody in America picked LSU to beat you.
Right.
Especially after losing to South Florida because your teammate spit in their face and cost you the game.
Crazy.
Certain locker rooms, you'd have been fighting for that type of shit.
Right. You ain't
We'd have been
lying.
fighting, dog. You cost us the game because you couldn't control your emotions.
Yeah.
What you that people for, man?
Yeah, that's
So, you know,
crazy.
I'm just the psyche of Florida right now. Where
Facts.
you at versus the psyche of Miami, where they focus.
And especially if Miami gets up on them. That's when you really gonna
That's what I'm
see.
saying. If they get the ball first, make it count.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take a 3, but we'd rather have the 7.
Yes, sir. Hey, I
We'd rather
feel
have
you on
the
that.
7. We'll take a 3 because we ain't gonna turn down no points. But
Right.
I'd make it count. I'd make it really count, and I'd pound that rock, Dwayne. I'd be gut punching them body blows all first half. I'm not saying I'm not gonna throw the rock,
Right.
but I'm gonna soften them up, man. I'm gonna soften them up because Nussmeier couldn't soften them up.
He says
Again, Florida got a defense, but they got people out this week that wasn't out last week when they went to LSU.
right, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Word
They're
from
not in
Gator
full
fans.
strength.
I know here in the Tampa area, there's a rift in the Gators locker room. Can't believe that over
I can
Lagway
believe that.
and his play and the amount of money he's getting
Sure it
paid and
is.
the attention he's getting. I can believe it. That's you. He's getting big money, you know, and
He's getting big money.
he's not playing well.
It's gonna be rifts in the locker room.
Yeah. So
It was a rift in the Eagles locker room. Rumor has it T.O. got into a fight with Donovan McNabb and touched him up
yeah.
in the locker room with the Eagles way back to Super Bowl year because he kept saying Donovan McNabb was soft.
Yeah, I remember that.
I believe that too. I
It
never
probably
forget
happened.
that. You gonna have if your
Yeah.
quarterback go out there and throw 5 picks, you better have a lot of love on your team. They didn't beat up on Testaverde, but that was the national championship game. Everybody felt bad for Vinny because they said Vinny cried his eyes out after that game. He couldn't believe that the one bad game to have is that one.
Right.
You know, Lagway, I'm not gonna put it totally all on him.
Nah.
Because like I said, he had no spring, no summer, and half of fall practice, man. Something ain't right with him. I think they're gonna have him ready today, but I think they're gonna try to run the ball too. They've been talking about it too much. They giving you the blueprint. They talking about it too much.
I think Miami just is going to be a little bit too much for him, and it's the wrong game to try to get right. But we're going to go here. Hey, look, guys, if you guys want us to come back on after the game and on the post-game show, go to my Zone in Sports on Twitter, drop a DM, let me know if you want us to come back after the game and do a post-game show, or after this video is over with, go to the chat, drop in there, want post-game show. And we'll see if we'll come back on and we'll discuss what happens after the fact.
After
Me and
the
you
game.
will be watching
I want to send a shout out to everybody that got on with us today. I appreciate you. It's a lot of different, sites and podcasts out there, and we trying to, Dwayne is doing a great job. This is his baby. Good job, man.
No problem. Hey, look, I appreciate everybody's support. I always bring ER because he's super passionate. I'm a passionate Hurricane fan, but he's super passionate. And if you guys been tapped in, I've been trying to
tapping in, man. Like I said, we in the Midwest, but Dwayne and I are big Canes. I've been a Canes fan since the national championship game when I was 9 years old and watched that game.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I couldn't take my eyes off that TV, and I've been a Hurricane fan ever since that night, man. When January 2nd, 1984.
Right.
I've been a Canes fan ever since that night, and we trying to get this thing going. And Dwayne doing a great job doing this, getting good interviews with Don Solinger and Dano. And we're going to keep this thing going, man. We appreciate everybody's love. Like I said, we in the Midwest. We don't have the luxury of being down in Florida right there. And he went to a game. I'm going to try to get to a game this year. If I don't, it'll be the first time in about 15 years I ain't been to a game. But
yeah. That's right. You're going to the Louisville game, right?
I was gonna go. I got to see how I think because I'm saving up money. You know,
Okay.
me and my wife going to Hawaii for her 50th in November. So
Okay.
if
Got
the
you.
stars line up, Rob, I got miles, man. But American, they want to tax you on these miles. I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
man,
man.
y'all want 20-some thousand miles each way to game? Come on,
All
man.
right. Alan says, come on. All right, guys. We're going to try to get back on. If I get 15 people to respond after I end this live, we'll be back on. If you haven't seen the interview with Alex Dono or Coach Sullinger, please go check that out. Great insight. Also, you will be getting a special interview coming next week from a Miami Hurricane legend that played on the national championship team next week.
Oh,
But I'm not
wow.
going to tell you who it
I was
is.
just thinking in my head. Who would it be?
I'm not going to tell you who it is. So get ready for that interview to drop next week. So I appreciate everything, guys. Like I said, when I end this live, if you want us back on, put it in the chat. Me and Erica chop it up, and we will get back with you. Until then,
Enjoy
all
the
about
games
you.
today,
Enjoy
everybody.
the game. Enjoy this Clips
Decent
of Kicking.
games.
All right, we out, guys.